For professional filmmakers and ambitious creators who rely on Sony's ecosystem, the wait for the Sony FX3 Mark II has felt unusually long. When the original FX3 launched, it was praised for delivering cinema-quality performance in a compact body, making it a go-to choice for solo operators, documentary shooters, and content creators who valued portability without sacrificing image quality. However, as time passed, competitors like Panasonic, Fujifilm, and Blackmagic began pushing forward aggressively with features such as internal RAW recording, open gate capture, and advanced connectivity that the FX3 simply lacked. These rapid advancements left many questioning whether Sony had fallen behind. Now, mounting regulatory filings and insider reports strongly suggest that the Sony FX3 II is real, with a potential launch set for late 2025. This raises a critical question. Will this long-anticipated successor justify the extended wait, or will Sony find itself overshadowed by rivals who already delivered these features? The rumors surrounding the Sony FX3 II aren't just speculation. Recent regulatory filings in Japan revealed a newly registered Sony device whose specifications align perfectly with what you'd expect from a professional video tool. Analysts were quick to note that this wasn't some minor Wi-Fi upgrade or a refresh aimed at consumer-level cameras like the A7 IV or RX1R. Instead, the design and connectivity profile pointed squarely at a camera built for demanding video production. The logical conclusion, based on these leaks and industry whispers, is that Sony is preparing the next iteration of its compact cinema line, the FX3 II. Two upgrades stand out as near certainties, both addressing the most common criticisms leveled against the original FX3: lack of open gate recording and the absence of internal RAW capture. The original FX3's inability to use the full height of its sensor for recording was considered a major drawback, particularly in an era where content is consumed across multiple platforms. Creators today don't just shoot for widescreen YouTube videos, they're simultaneously producing vertical content for TikTok and Instagram Reels, as well as square formats for social ads. Cameras from Panasonic and Fujifilm already embraced open gate recording, offering maximum flexibility for reframing in post-production. With the Sony FX3 II, this feature is widely expected to make its debut. By recording in a full Sensor 3:2 format, creators will have more freedom to reframe their shots without sacrificing quality, dramatically streamlining modern multi-platform workflows. Perhaps the most significant upgrade comes in the form of internal 12-bit RAW capture. The original FX3 forced users to rely on external recorders via HDMI or SDI for RAW, adding bulk and cost to a system valued for its portability. By moving RAW capture inside the camera body, the FX3 II eliminates this barrier. RAW recording preserves the purest possible data from the sensor, giving filmmakers unmatched flexibility in post-production, whether it's color grading, highlight recovery, or detailed image manipulation. With 12-bit depth, users benefit from smoother tonal gradations and better handling of complex lighting situations compared to traditional 10-bit or 8-bit codecs. In short, internal RAW recording addresses one of the FX3's most glaring weaknesses and directly responds to what professionals have been demanding for years. Another widely rumored improvement is an increase in resolution. The FX3's 12-megapixel sensor, while excellent in low-light performance, has started to feel limiting in a market where 6K and even 8K recording are becoming common. The Sony FX3 II is expected to offer at least 6K video capture, with some speculation that Sony could push to 8K. Higher resolutions provide obvious benefits, more detail, better reframing options, and future-proofing for projects that will be delivered on higher resolution displays. That said, there are trade-offs. Sony's A7S III and FX3 gained their reputations largely thanks to outstanding low-light sensitivity, achieved by sticking with a relatively modest sensor resolution. A higher resolution sensor could compromise this strength unless Sony introduces new technologies to compensate. The balance between resolution and low-light capability will be one of the defining aspects of how the FX3 II is received. Sony has long been recognized as a leader in autofocus technology, and the FX3 II is expected to build on this legacy. Rumors suggest that the camera will incorporate the latest AI-driven autofocus systems, potentially borrowing algorithms from Sony's flagship Alpha 1 or the upcoming A7R6. This would mean even more reliable subject detection and tracking across people, animals, and vehicles, an invaluable feature for unpredictable shooting environments such as documentaries, events, and solo productions. For filmmakers who often work without a dedicated focus puller, smarter autofocus could be a game changer. One of the most exciting, but also speculative, rumors is the potential inclusion of a global shutter sensor. A global shutter would completely eliminate rolling shutter distortion, a problem that plagues cameras using traditional CMOS sensors when capturing fast-moving subjects or panning quickly. For certain industries, such as action filmmaking or sports, this would be nothing short of revolutionary. However, global shutter technology often comes with trade-offs, such as reduced dynamic range or weaker low-light performance. While it's uncertain whether Sony will take this leap in the FX3 II, even the possibility has fueled significant discussion within the filmmaking community. While the core design of the FX3 is already well regarded, small but meaningful refinements are expected in the Mark II version. Enhanced weather sealing could make the camera more reliable in extreme environments. Subtle changes to button placement may improve usability, and Sony may even explore a fanless cooling system for quieter operation during sound-sensitive shoots. Importantly, many users hope Sony retains, and perhaps expands, the unique mounting points built into the FX3 body, which made rigging simpler without the need for cages. Another commonly requested feature is in-camera false color for exposure monitoring, a tool many professionals rely on but currently only available through external monitors. The evidence strongly indicates that the Sony FX3 II is not just speculation, but an actively developed product designed to directly address the shortcomings of its predecessor. Features like internal 12-bit RAW recording and Open Gate 3.2 capture will be transformative, bringing Sony's compact cinema line in line with modern professional standards. Additions like improved AI autofocus, possible higher resolutions, and ergonomic refinements will only strengthen its appeal. However, whether the wait is justified depends entirely on the circumstances of each filmmaker. For those heavily invested in Sony EMOUNT glass and workflows, waiting for the FX3 II makes sense. The upgrades directly target workflow limitations and will likely be worth the patience. But for those just entering the field, or for creators who can't afford to wait another year, cameras like the Panasonic S1H2 or Blackmagic's offerings provide equally compelling and immediately available alternatives. In the end, the Sony FX3 II is shaping up to be a critical release that could re-establish Sony's dominance in the compact cinema space. Yet, the timing of its arrival means that patience will play as big a role as performance. If Sony delivers everything the rumors suggest, the FX3 II could be a landmark upgrade. But until then, the decision of whether to wait or switch will remain one of the most debated questions among filmmakers.